Welcome to this particular lecture right here. First and foremost, I want to introduce you to the concept of this particular video, plus show you some social proof so that you can understand. And generally speaking, you can make decent income from, plus you could get a bunch of views from it if maybe drive traffic otherwhere, place like a course or a community. So recently, I've started an experiment, and I stopped this experiment about 27 or 28 days ago. You can tell by the last time I published a video on this channel was 27 days ago, and 26 days, 20 hours, so that's 27 days ago. And I basically, the reason why I stopped posting on this particular channels, I have 8 channels. I'm going to show you exactly how many subscribers I have on each. But I have stopped posting because I want to give these channels some rest because I'm still in the phase of warming the channels up. And now I successfully warmed them up without getting anything considerable like a strike or a major warning. So therefore, they are quite safe, even though you can see by the stats that I'm not getting views in the last 28 days. And that is simply because of the fact that I am not posting anymore. Because as I said, I want to give them some rest. And the rest is basically 30 days. All right. So I want to give them a 30 days rest so that the algorithm kind of resets. Right. And so that I can post other types of videos because I'm kind of bored with those types of Ronaldo, Messi videos. Okay. But on this one, we have 9,600 subscribers in its lifetime. This channel has got three 3 million or 3.9 million, so close to 4 million. This one here, we have 7,025 subscribers. This is another one that I own as well. And by the way, please do not visit these channels because you're gonna ruin the algorithmic stuff, right? So this one we have 7,000 plus subscribers and 2.6 million views. On this one right here, this is another one. I have a bunch of these. I'm just gonna show them up quick, and I'm just gonna simply close. So for this one, we have 4,900 subscribers, and I'm just gonna be closing the rest of them, as I show you, because I just want to show you some proof that what you're about to learn in this video kind of works. All right, so you can get decent number of subscribers from this. 2,200 on this one. By the way, these are all my channels. Okay, so and I just kind of dedicated about a month and a half to them to get them to this particular level. This one 3,100. So they kind of warmed up right now. They kind of warmed up and are pretty nice. I think that we can move to the next phase, which is to scale them. But I just, as I said, I'm no longer posting because I want to give them some time. Now, this one, 5,700. And then I have this one here, 3,400 subscribers. And then I have this one right here at about 3,800 subscribers. So this is more than enough to prove the point that these types of channels work, right? So I want to remove any kind of doubt that you might have in your mind that this works. Well, first of all, what exactly are these channels? Okay. So these channels are particularly story channels. All right. So when I say story channels, they're basically fake stories. Right? They're absolutely not real stories. And they're generally AI kind of stories. Like for example, here you have this one. This is an example of a story video, and this one is just surprisingly just using frames. Or they definitely they're not even using videos. Plus, it's still successful. So it's at 61 million views for this video, which is a pretty decent amount of money. This one has about 4,500 or 4.5 million, and they kind of created the fake, challenge between Leo Messi and Ronaldo. This one is an AI story of K-pop stars. Now let me just click because I think I know the owner of this channel. I think I can know him from the quality of his videos. And doesn't have so many subscribers, but I mean he's making silly videos, 224,000 subscriber million views. So these can get a lot of views. I mean, if you are in the right country, if you are lucky, if you are in the US or Japan or Germany, I've seen so many channels doing extremely well from Germany, and I don't know exactly the reason. Maybe it's because they are in the European Union, or simply it's because it's Germany. But so many channels from Germany, US, they kind of do well for this type of content. Okay, not so much for channels that are from other countries, like I don't know. I mean, third world countries. So let's get to it. Now, here I have a scenario in mind that I want to create. But first, we're going to need ChatGPT. Plus, we're going to require Sora. So I'm going to open both of them. I open ChatGPT and Sora. We're going to use the old version of Sora, not the new one. Okay. All right. So I'm going to have to switch this version of Sora to the old version of Sora. Switch to old Sora. We don't need the old version of Sora, or the new version of Sora. And here, I'm going to have to generate images. I'm going to generate images with Sora, and we're going to turn those images into videos using Kling AI. I use Leonardo as my tool because it allows me to use multiple AI tools in one place, so I don't have to go and kind of have a subscription in all the tools. I can just have a subscription with Leonardo, and basically I can get to use multiple tools. I mean, here they have a bunch: VO3, Halio, Kling, Cdance. They have a plethora of tools I can use inside of Leonardo AI. And this is just an example of one of the videos you can generate using VO3, for example, inside of Leonardo. Araxes, the dragon. And I've shown you how to do this in a previous section of the course. Pretty good video. But now let's organize ourselves. So first and foremost, I'm going to use ChatGPT. The model that I'm using is the thinking model. Next is you're going to have to think about building a scenario. Now, in the past, I have done some pretty interesting videos where I've shown multiple players, and basically I make Ronaldo as kind of like the hero, and I make the other players like Messi and Neymar as kind of like the villain. And so I'm going to repeat the same thing here. So I'm going to say, I want to create a video about Cristiano, Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. Now, the story goes as follows. It starts off by Ronaldo and Messi and Neymar each receiving a pet lizard. Okay, each lizard has the colors of each player's individual country flag colors. All right, each player must be wearing their iconic national team jerseys. For example, Messi is Argentina's number 10. Ronaldo is Portugal's number 7, and Neymar is Brazil's number 10 actually, number 10, and Mbappe is France's number 10. Okay? I need you to help me write prompts based on my demand. Each time I describe a scene, you need to help me generate a prompt that will help me use Sora to create that scene. Starting from the first scene, Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar in a Texas green ranch farm, each receiving their lizards from a toddler Texas farmer boy. Okay. So the first, in terms of the prompting, I use ChatGPT. I describe to it, I describe the scenes to it, and it goes and generates the prompts that I can use to generate the images using Sora. Then I turn those images into videos. But it's necessary to go with this particular step uh, first. Okay. So as you can see here, it's writing the prompt 9 by 16. Da 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 da. It looks good. All right, I'm gonna say your prompt looks really big, and remember that you must be describing an image, not a video. An image is an is, so describe it as you see it as an is, not as happening, because an image is static. All right, so hopefully this kind of gets it going. So, in other words, what I'm doing is at the same time I kind of priming ChatGPT to kind of understand the process. So right now it's kind of doing a better job. Photoreal cinematic 9 by 16, bright daytime on lush green Texas farm, wide grassy field, wooden fences, distant red barn, big blue sky, center foreground, a toddler Texas farmer boy, three, four, blah blah blah, straw cowboy hat, denim overall, da da da. Cristiano Ronaldo wears Portugal. Okay, so there is no better way to test this but to test it. Okay, now it's good that it has mentioned exactly the kind of jerseys that each player is wearing. But here I want to generate an image, so I'm gonna make sure I set this to image at 2 by 3, and then I'm gonna head to describe my image. Okay. All right. So basically, I'm gonna head to head or put the prompt there. I'm gonna let it try to generate. Now, as you can see, it kind of rejects this initial prompt. Okay, I can understand. So right now, I'm going to say, instead of saying the player name, say Cristiano Ronaldo lookalike. Okay, same for all others. Redo. Now, if Sora is going to persist and if it's not going to give us the result, then I'm simply just going to go ahead and use another tool like Google Gemini. Now, Google Gemini can also definitely do a pretty fantastic job at this, if not even better, because Sora up late, it has really been very rejecting of so many things. But in the meantime, when I have nothing to lose, I mean, let's go to Gemini and let's try Gemini as well. Now, another advantage of Gemini is that, yeah, as you can see, as I expected, it's still giving me that old fashioned thing. So here, Texas boy, instead of Texas farmer toddler or Texas farmer kid, I'm going to say kid instead of boy. And let's see if maybe that is what triggers Sora to kind of reject. But in the meantime, I'm going to go and copy the initial prompt, even with the names of the players. I don't care. And I'm going to go to Gemini and click on create an image and paste it right about there. Now, Gemini has less restrictions. Okay. That's just something, I know for a fact. Now, it seems like this time, after I've removed the keyword boy, it is working on it. Not sure it's going to generate it though, but let's just check this out. Let's check the Gemini version. I think that the Gemini version of it is much better, to be honest. So, you know what? Sora, goodbye. Okay. Because of your policy triggering stuff, I'm going to have to say goodbye. Now, you can see here that this is really accurate stuff. But let's give Sora a chance, okay? Because Sora has been one of my favorite tools. I've been using it. It's been one of my companion tools when it comes to AI for a long time. But I don't think it did as good a job as with Gemini. So Sora, sorry, goodbye. Now, next is once you have your first footage or your first image, because that image is then we're gonna actually transform it into a video. Now, generally speaking, you need to go to Canva and then create a file. And the reason why we're doing this is, I mean, you're gonna see. So custom size 9 by 16. We did it far often in most of the other tutorials where we put images here so that we can basically upscale the quality and also remove this little Gemini logo right there, which can be kind of problematic. So once you open a project in Canva, you just kind of like make this bigger. And next thing is I'd like to use the auto adjusting tool to kind of auto adjust or image upscale. I'm sorry, image upscale to kind of make the image quality much better. I kind of like the format. This is good. So now I'm going to say, I'm going to go back to that prompt where I said edit the players, say Cristiano lookalike. We don't need to do that anymore. With Gemini, we don't need to do that. So I'm going to remove this prompt and actually input another prompt as if to just erase that prompt and add someone. So that's the cool thing in ChatGPT is when you have like a prompt that gave you a result you don't like, you just go back and edit it, and then you can kind of like cut that from the chat. And that's what we're going to do here. But here, what we want to do is we want to create a scene that shows Messi kind of with his small lizard running in the Texas farm, running towards let's say, I don't know, maybe running towards a place. I'm gonna say running towards a shack. Right. So now show or create a prompt in a similar style consistent with the environment and the clothing and the jersey. But on this one, we only want to show Messi running towards a shack. This shack is that of I don't know, maybe like a shack of who? I mean, who is known to transform small animals into monsters? Uh, okay, there's a character in a movie. All right, a shack of Baba Yaga. Okay, and we see Messi from the back with his lizard in his hand. He's running towards the entrance. So what I'm gonna do is I want to create a scene that makes it look like Messi is seeking out Baba Yaga, so that Baba Yaga can transform his lizard into a giant lizard, or at least give him like a potion that he's going to use on his lizard to kind of make his lizard big. And we can definitely achieve these kinds of animations using tools like Kling AI, specifically Kling O1. I'm going to do my best to make this video into a masterpiece. And believe me, this information is worth a lot of money, okay? People won't give this away. So now I'm going to paste the prompt in the same chat. And the reason why I'm doing so is because I want to guarantee consistency. Now, if this chat doesn't respond as well in the future, of course, because, usually with Gemini, after a couple of messages, the chat kind of gets into a state where you're not going to get what you want as in the beginning. They still kind of have some work to do on that kind of the memory aspect of Gemini. It's not like with ChatGPT where you can get very much a lot of consistent results for a long time, even up to a month. Gemini is not so much like that. Okay, now here, as you can see, Messi is kind of racing towards that shack, but I don't like the way this is done. So I'm going to say the following. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to edit my prompt. Baba Yaga, the shack is scary and has a scary Baba Yaga sign at the top of the door. All right. Now, it's not to say that this is a horrible image. It's actually pretty good, but I'd like it if it's different. I'd like it if it's better. Now our initial image is good. I'm just gonna have to go and magically erase the logo here. And believe me, once this is said and done, we're gonna have a pretty nice video on our hands. All right, and it's probably poised to get me a bunch of views. I'm kind of hoping. You know. So let me just click the X here, and now I can just start a new page so that we can get a new project going or new image going. And now I'm just going to go back to Gemini, and I'm just going to replace this prompt with a new one that I just edited because I want to show the sign of Baba Yaga, okay, at the front. I want to show that. It's important. All right. And I know that these style of channels work if you do it right. All you have to do is one video a day. Now, of course, it's going to take you maybe an hour. If you're an expert, actually, if you watch this video, this tutorial over and over, and it's still not going to be extremely easy, but it's definitely possible. Now, this one, I like it better. It's clean. It doesn't show that smoke that was at the bottom that kind of gave away. Now here, I can just make it bigger. I don't need to remove that logo because I can make the image look a little bigger by scaling it. And all I have to do is to upscale the image quality like this. And I can head back here to ChatGPT. So right now, inside of ChatGPT, I'm going to say now Messi is inside the shack with the scary Baba Yaga. Messi still holds his lizard with one hand and pays Baba Yaga with a golden coin with the other hand, right? And inside of Baba Yaga's lab or shack, light comes from the cracks of the wooden shack, and there's a lot of potions there, of green and red potions there. It's a great scene. And I must add, always describe Messi's jersey and the color of his lizard. It's important that we must mention this, and I'm gonna say why. It's simple because we want to guarantee consistency. Because if you don't say mention the jersey, mention the lizard, after a couple of chats, ChatGPT is going to forget about it. And it's not going to say Messi in his iconic number 10 Argentina jersey with his lizard that has the colors of the Argentinian flag. It's going to slack off and it's just going to start to say Messi with his lizard. It's not going to describe Messi. It's not going to describe the lizard. And you're going to end up having scenes with Messi wearing jeans or wearing kind of different clothes, which we don't want. Okay. So it's always important. It's boring, because you have to do this all the time with ChatGPT or Gemini, kind of reminding it all the time about things that it should follow, but it's imperative. Trust me, I've done just over the course of the past. I mean, I think in 45 days, I probably have created maybe like something like 700 videos or 800 videos like these ones that I'm teaching you right now. By the way, we also have an Instagram for this type of stuff. And we just kind of post some videos on it. I stopped posting on this as well about a month ago, and we have 18,000 followers on it. So that's kind of cool. I think on our top performing video, we've had a decent number of views. Let me go down. Of course, now on Instagram, it's not to say that 4 million views is not really that impressive, but it's still, I mean, it's not so bad. We have our top video is like 5.4 million views. This one 3.1, 1.9. So we got some good stuff going on this page. Even though I kind of got bored and stopped posting on it, this one has like 2 million views. What else does it have a bunch of millions? I don't think that there's a lot. This one like 428,000, 355, 407, 452. Yeah, so all in all, it's not bad. It's kind of doing it's kind of doing pretty well. 233,000. This one I made it look like Ronaldo has like big lips and then he had to fix those lips. It's kind of just a funny scenario. Now here we have Mr. Messi inside of Baba Yaga's lab. I like it. I think it's good. All right, so I'm gonna paste this here. Slowly but surely, we're building our scenarios. We're creating our images to create our scenario. Now over here, I'm going to upscale this image. And while it's upscaling it, in the meantime, I could go to ChatGPT right here and I could say the following. I could say, now Messi is out, down on his knees, and he seems to be giving a small potion that contains green liquid to drink to his small pet lizard just outside of Baba Yaga's shack. All right, so now Messi is going to be outside Baba Yaga's shack, and he's going to feed that to his lizard. I'm also always going to have to add that comment that says, always describe Messi's jersey and the color of his lizard. I'm going to be boring, so it's going to have to tolerate me. And I'm making this video as if I was making it for one of my channels, okay? So I'm not making this video as if I just want to make it on a course. That's generally nothing that I do usually. Most of the stuff I do, most of the content that I do for you guys and girls is mostly coming from the heart, and also I'm doing it in a way that I put myself in the shoes of these creators, and I try to do world class content, not just show you kind of like the silly tricks of, hey, this is how you create this image, because I could have just done a tutorial where I just show you how to create the first image, and I just pat myself on the back and say, hey, I'm such a great guy. Look at what I just taught you right now. This is awesome. That's it. You don't need anything else. You're practically done right now. But we're going through the real details. If you know what I mean. This is a good image. Yeah, I have nothing to complain about. Very good, very consistent. He doesn't have to be down on his knees, like he's like this in this position. It's a pretty good position. He has the lizard in his arm, or in his hand, and he's kind of feeding it the potion. I like it. I think it's pretty simple, pretty good. Now all I have to do is to copy paste that image into here. Now I think it will probably need like 20 images or more to create a pretty good video. And yes, you can notice that it does take time, but if you really want excellence, this is what you got to do. Now here, let's upscale. Now, because I'm upscaling again, I'm upscaling images because the images generated by Gemini, while they're good and all, but they're always at a low resolution. And you definitely don't want low resolution with YouTube. Now here, all right, so moving swiftly forward. Now here, I'm going to say, now Messi's lizard has transformed into a huge lizard, still in the same colors as the Argentina colors, but now is much bigger and almost looks like a wingless dragon. Right, wingless, or should he have wings? Almost looks like a dragon. He also has wings. Messi is petting its face, and Messi is happy with his new dragon. So now the lizard is no longer a lizard, transformed to a dragon. Now the twist is Neymar and Ronaldo are kind of looking at that kind of stuff and kind of looking and saying, well, my goodness, Messi has done it. He's got he's got that dragon, And now they're going to also trying to go ahead and try to kind of create a dragon of their own. And this is where it gets interesting, okay? Because we can introduce a bunch of different characters. I'm thinking about introducing I Show Speed. It's kind of like the guy that's going to come to the help of Ronaldo and give him like the magical potion that's going to allow him to turn his dragon into the best dragon of them all, you know? Now, here we have this prompt. So all I got to do is copy the prompt back here and just paste it. It's always great to keep the sequence because you want to ensure that it looks consistent. All right. So as you can see, this is what you would expect. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, they're still out of outside of Baba Yaga's shack, and that's kind of not really cool. I don't like that. All right. So the next scene would be Messi riding his dragon in the air. But first, let me just upscale this. You also really need to have some fun while doing this stuff. Believe me, because if you're not having fun, then I mean, it's just if your intent is just to make money, then trust me, you will never make money online. Never. If all you think about is, oh, how can I make money? You're never gonna make money. But if you're having fun, real fun doing so, and really having passion, there is a big chance that you might actually be more successful. I just listened to it's not a poetic thing, but life, they said life sucks. Uh you just, try to have low expectations so that you can be pleasantly subscribed, pleasant not subscribed, but so that you can be pleasantly surprised. All right? The lower your expectation are, the more successful. That's kind of weird, but it is what it is. I mean, I can give you an example, like Hooters. It's a company, it's a U.S. company, where kind of like you go to these kind of like bars and there's women there, and you know what I mean. I mean, you can search for Hooters. Now, of course, they're under scrutiny right now, and business kind of falling, but they've been successful for quite a while. And the guys that created Hooters initially they were just friends, and they thought about, okay, let's just have like an April's joke, and we're gonna make a business as an April's joke. And next thing you know, it became a successful business. And then that business became Hooters, So they kind of first, when they thought about it, they just thought about it as an April's joke. They will invite everybody to their restaurant, and then when everybody comes, they're gonna find these women in the restaurants, and everybody's gonna like, "What, are you guys crazy? Is this some kind of a joke?" But then it ended up being something that the market needed, and it ended up being something that was successful, multi-million dollar business. They kind of made millions off of it as well. All right. So right now I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. I'm gonna say now, Messi, now generate a prompt showcasing a close up of Messi riding his now dragon. He's high in the air. It's a front view photo of evil Messi riding his lizard like dragon reptile. And he seems to be focused. All right, so now I'm going to move to the next step, which is to kind of make it look like Messi is after Ronaldo and Neymar. But then again, they're going to have to run away. Neymar is going to run away first, and he's going to go run away to where he's going to transform his little lizard of a dragon, or a little lizard, into a different dragon that's going to look much like the Messi's dragon, but it's going to have the colors of Brazil, which is the yellow and green, as you know. And, that's that. All right, so let's try this out. Okay, inside Google Gemini, paste. There we go. In the meantime, I could just add a new page. Now you can see that this is taking some time. I understand, but I don't care. I mean, this is what it takes to make these videos. All right, it doesn't really get any better than this. I mean, it looks hilariously fantastic. Though you have to have some knowledge about prompts and angles, and in this case, my knowledge of prompting and camera angles is pretty much proving to be beneficial. The dragon does look very consistent with how the dragon looked in the previous picture, which is something that we always want to guarantee, or almost always. Now this is fine and much better than Sora's stuff, or Sora's images. All right, so now this is cool. In the meantime, I could say now write a prompt that shows Ronaldo standing next to a surprised Neymar. Both of them are looking at the sky, terrified, frozen with fear. Remember that they are in their jerseys and keep the environment consistent. They seem to be afraid of something at the sky or in the sky. All right, do it. Generate the prompt or write the prompt. I'm not going to say generate because when you say generate, it can kind of go dumb and it might think that you're actually asking it to generate an image. And I'm not ready for that kind of stuff because it might just ruin this entire video. All right, but all in all, this looks good. All right, back to ChatGPT here. Let's just go and copy paste the prompt. So now Messi's not gonna be there. It's just Neymar and Ronaldo kind of like looking at the air because it looks like Messi's turned predatory, and he's kind of like on his dragon trying to go, kind of find them. As is, of course, this is just a fun plot, right? It's not real, of course, but it's just if you want to add like a fun plot to the video, that's how you do it. I kind of like this, but I just don't like that shadow. Uh, well, actually, it's not bad. I mean, if you look at it, now that's pretty much difference in height is not real because Ronaldo is not that taller compared to Neymar. Neymar is like a 178 centimeters. Ronaldo is 186. There should not be that big of a difference between those players of that size. Ronaldo's 6'1" and a half. Neymar is like 5'10" or 5'11". So it shouldn't be that difference of height there, but it's okay. Let's just, for the sake of this example, we just can move on with it. Now that shadow there is not so bad. It kind of like projects a shadow to kind of, make it look like they're afraid of Neymar's shadow. I'm not sure how that's gonna translate to a video. I'm hoping we can make it into a pretty decent video. But here, back to ChatGPT, I'm going to say right now, write a prompt that shows Neymar running towards Ghost Rider's shack. His now here they don't have their lizards in hand. It's okay. That's a detail that we can overlook. His lizard is in his hand. We see Neymar racing towards the shack from the back. Remember that his lizard has the Brazil colors. All right, let's get to it. All right, so now, the next scene, of course, is we wanted to make it look like Neymar is going to run away. Okay, he's going to try to find a way to transform his lizard as well into a dragon. And the last one that's going to go ahead and try to transform his lizard into a dragon is going to be Ronaldo, because Ronaldo is kind of like we want to make it look like he's the underdog that's going to turn into a hero. All right, so now this one, I'm hoping that we can do a good job of this. Right, this. All right, now here, not so bad. I like it. Ghost Rider. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna expand the image. I need to make sure that Ghost Rider appears right there. It's important. And then just want it to be an 8x. I go back to ChatGPT and say now Neymar is inside the shack of Ghost Rider. And Ghost Rider, actually, instead of him being in the shack, I could say outside the shack. Right, anyways. And Ghost Rider is doing something to transform his lizard as Neymar watches amazed as Ghost Rider is performing magic inside Scary Shack. So instead of the scenario that we did with Messi, where we made it look like we made it basically that Messi is the one that basically just fed the potion to his lizard. In this case, we're gonna make it look like it's not Neymar is gonna take it like something from Ghost Rider and feed it to his lizard. We're gonna make it seem like Ghost Rider is the one that's gonna magically transform the animal into technically a Ghost Rider like dragon, like a bone dragon, like a dragon made from bone and fire. Okay. And then Ronaldo, I'm kind of thinking about which dragon Ronaldo must have. Like which is the most fantastic dragon? I think I'll probably go with size. I think I'll probably make Ronaldo's dragon like a magma dragon, but a big one, like a dragon with magma scales, but huge. Kind of like bigger than all the other, twice bigger than the other ones. And then he'll scare them off at the end. All right, this is good. I don't like that satanic sign there, but it's okay. So okay. All right, I'm gonna edit this one. I don't like the way this prompt is. I'm gonna say uh, Ghost Rider is performing magic on the lizard on a table. On a table. It must look real. I don't like the way this looks. I don't like it. All right, let's try something else. Maybe this one. Let's see how this one's gonna look. So I'm not gonna edit the prompt because I usually find that editing prompts kind of makes it worse. With Gemini, once you get a lot of prompts going, then editing the prior prompts kind of puts it in a state that I don't want. Kind of puts it in a mode where it just kind of gets almost dizzy. It's kind of malfunctions, should I say. So I'd rather just paste the prompt, as like a new prompt instead of going back and forth. This is more like it, okay? You can see Neymar is kind of like, what the is going on here? What are you doing? Obviously, magic. I mean, Ghost Rider. If you watched the movie, of course. If you didn't, then Ghost Rider is kind of like this character that has like magical powers, and he can transform into like a weird. He has like a soul, or I don't know, maybe like a fallen angel inside of him, or like a demon inside of him. I don't know exactly, but he has like a demon that was whatever. Say it's like a fallen angel, and it is like considered like a symbiote, like Venom and Eddie. But it's different because this one is evil, more evil and more powerful than Venom. I mean, it's a demon, so it has to be more powerful than Venom. But here, as you can see, it's working on it. In the meantime, to say now, Neymar is happy outside Ghost Rider's shack. Um, his dragon, his lizard, transformed into a Ghost Rider dragon type. Okay, he's petting it on the face. It's an amazing scene. All right. So now what we want to attempt to do now, Ghost Rider, of course, doesn't leave his shack. It's not like he's going to be friends with Neymar, right? So obviously, we didn't show the part where Neymar will pay Ghost Rider, but we assume that people would understand that okay, it's like a transaction, right? There's nothing for free here. It's not like Ghost Rider is Neymar's fan, though he could be, but we're not making it seem like it's like a Neymar is the fan, and Ghost Rider is just helping him for the sake of it. We want to keep some semblance of real reality in there. We don't want to turn everything into like a because remember we're doing videos for real players. It's just that we're using them to make these interesting scenarios. All right, so here, I'm hoping that this is going to turn out well. Not bad, not bad at all, not bad at all. But I wish if his dragon looked a bit different than this. So I'm going to go back and say his lizard dragon must have Brazil colors and must look, scary. Not to say that this one is not good. It's okay, but I don't like it. It looks more like a lizard than a dragon to me. Though if you want to consider maybe lizards can be dragons, but generally speaking, dragons have smaller hands or thinner hands. Lizards have like more muscular hands, as you can see here, because they rely on them. They have to walk on these hands. As opposed to that, dragons don't need their hands. Mostly they're flying, so their hands can be small. They can be the size of a T-Rex hand. Kind of like the same with the T-Rex, because the T-Rex doesn't need his hands, usually has stronger legs, and he relies on his legs. And usually most dragons don't even have hands. They just have legs. And their wings are like they have small hands in their wings like bats. That's kind of it. But there are some dragons that do have four legs. Ones that cannot fly. I mean, in the Lord of the Rings lore and the Hobbit lore, Morgoth in Morgoth's years, the first dragon that Morgoth created was a wingless dragon, and it was still the most powerful. It couldn't fly, it could breathe fire, but it was the biggest, the most terrifying. Plus, it could control dragons. Now, it seems like here we're not going to get a different result, okay? And that's one of the cases of malfunction that I always kind of talk about. So I guess we're just going to have to take this image. It's not so bad. I mean, we can work with it. Neymar looks exactly the size he should be at. That's the difference. It should like at least. I mean, his dragon should at least look like it's horse size because I mean he's gonna fly on that dragon or on that lizard dragon, so it must be drivable. It must be something he can ride. So now I'm going to go back actually, and I'm gonna take that Messi prompt where Messi looks like he's riding his dragon, but I'm going to say Neymar. All right, instead of Messi because we want to achieve the same prompt. And whenever it is Messi, I'm going to have to say Neymar. I don't want to conflict ChatGPT right here to think that I'm crazy. So right now, the same way we did Messi kind of riding his dragon, we want to make it seem like right now Neymar is the one that's kind of like became the evil dude because he has the power now, right? So obviously he wants to scare Ronaldo a bit. Nothing harmless, but let's just assume, for example, that he wants to flex his newfound dragon. Now, there are multiple ways on how we can twist this, but I'm not going to add a plot twist. All right. Here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it simple. So let me show you how. But first, let's copy this particular prompt, paste it right back here, submit, right? Which character is going to come to the help of Ronaldo? It's going to be I show speed. We're going in the next scene, we're going to make it seem like Ronaldo's kind of depressed and he's kind of has a sign that says like and subscribe. It's kind of like has a pity party. Kind of like he's scared that he's the only one that doesn't have a dragon. And then we're gonna make it seem like Aishu Speed is gonna be coming like in a motorcycle and racing through Texas, and then he's gonna come down and give Ronaldo a pretty nice potion, and then Ronaldo's gonna use it to transform the, the dragon into a pretty fantastic dragon. I like this image the way it is. I don't want to hide the legs, those reptile legs. And so I'm going to, first of all, upscale it. Then I could figure out how to remove, I could use that magic eraser to remove this logo that I hate. I'll say now Ronaldo is crying alone. Ronaldo has a sign that says, please help and subscribe. Right? Because Ronaldo right now is kind of like the only guy that still doesn't have a dragon, doesn't have his own dragon. By the way, this one is really awesome. I don't know about you, but this is an awesome, awesome video, awesome image. I could have made the video longer by making it look like I did this in the past, okay? And it works. It's like a twist. So you kind of make it seem like Ronaldo's gonna go try to do some experiment. The experiment fails. His lizard doesn't transform, or whatever animal he has doesn't transform. And then these guys come around. They kind of laugh at Ronaldo. Oh, look at you. We have our dragons. You don't have anything. And then Ronaldo's kind of crying. And then somebody comes and helps him. But I don't think I need to do that anymore, okay? Because we can just get straight to it. People can get bored, all right? This is all fine. I like it. Perfect. All right, so as soon as I replace this image, we could do like a scene where Ronaldo is kind of like now is kind of running from both Messi and Neymar, and they are in the sky. I think I will do that. I think I'll do that one where Ronaldo's kind of like running and he's gonna hide in some place. I could do that, but first, let me just let me just get rid of the logo of Google Gemini right here. Erase. All right, so now I can place the Ronaldo image. I can get rid of a significant part. It's okay as long as we can see his jersey and him throwing a pity party for himself, trying to get people to help him. I mean, Ronaldo does cry a lot, whenever he loses a massive game. So right now, I want you to write a prompt that shows Ronaldo running from Messi and Neymar. Messi and Neymar are flying high, following Ronaldo as he is trying to run away from them in Texas. Now, for reference, I'm going to use some images here. So I'm going to drag the image of Messi and Ronaldo and Neymar riding their evil dragons. I'm going to say attached. You will find images that show Neymar riding his dragon, his lizard dragon, and Messi riding his lizard dragon to help you craft a consistent prompt. And I'm going to say make sure the angle is nice to capture this amazing scene. Okay. Now, usually, ChatGPT will give you an idea about its thinking process if you were to just click here. You can see how it's thinking, but at the same time, if you want to go in depth, you only need to click, and then it will reveal. Now, here, I don't know, it will reveal the thinking process. Like here, it's showing you what it's doing, and it's important to have a look at the thinking process. The reason is because sometimes you might see that it's using some websites or getting information from some places you don't want it to get information from, because if it's for example, if it's searching the web for information on a website, it will tell you searching the web, or searching the web from on the website, for example, I don't know, maybe openai.com. Okay, let's say you don't want to get your information from OpenAI. You can pause the prompt and you can come over here and say, I saw that you were kind of using OpenAI as a resource website. I don't want you to do that. I want you to use any website besides OpenAI, or I want you to use any website besides this website. Okay, if you want to do that, because sometimes I do that as well. Sometimes, let's say if you're writing an article but you don't want like to have problems with a major website, you can take that list of websites that you don't want it to go and search, you know, and you just mention to it, don't, please don't search these websites, right? I want you to maybe search some other ones, but not these ones. So everything these tools do, it's for a reason. Everything they allow you to see is for a reason. The reason why they started to allow us to see into how the ChatGPT is thinking, or how Gemini is thinking in the first place, is because of this. It's because they want to make sure that they cover themselves. I don't like the fact that this looks like a bad case of Photoshop. So I'm going to go back and say, edit the prompt. It looks it looks bad. Pay attention to detail. It must look real, and remember shadows and lighting. Because here, I mean, while you might think that this is good, you might look at this and say, "Hey, this is good, man. I mean, why didn't you take it?" But this looks like a bad case of Photoshop. This looks like somebody has cut these guys out of an image and just put them like there, like that, as layers on Canva. It looks like an image done in Canva. It doesn't look like a professional Photoshop edited image. And I don't like that. Okay, and neither should you. Mm, 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 mm. All right, so I guess I'm gonna have to copy all this prompt. Come on, this one is much bigger. Now I'm gonna go against my rule, and I'm going to edit a prompt, because I don't want it to give me the same exact image, because we've had cases, you've seen the beginning of this video, where it just kind of gave us the same image. So in order to avoid that, I'm gonna try this. No, man, no, 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 nope, nope. This is awful. Okay, uh, it must be a front view image. It must look real. All right, so I wanted to re-edit it, because what is this? The Messi's dragon they look like Game of Thrones dragons. All right. All right, I'm hoping that this will give us a pretty good image. So I'm going to edit the previous prompt. And of course, right now, as they're chasing him, in the next scene, I want to show Ronaldo kind of, getting closer to a shack, an empty shack. He's going to hide there. Then next thing you know, IShowSpeed is going to come racing with his motorcycle. Or I don't know. I mean, what can we make IShowSpeed drive? Like some pretty interesting vehicle. And he's going to come there. He's going to have like something that like in this case, a potion or a jewel or whatever, and then that is going to help Ronaldo transform his lizard. Mm-mm. It doesn't look so good. Okay, so um, I'm gonna say, remember Messi and Neymar attached. Their their dragons must look like the attached. So for reference, I'm going to have to again attach those images, and I'll probably do it as well with Gemini once I get that prompt. All right. All right. So let's give it one more try. ChatGPT seems to still be analyzing. Usually it will take more time when it feels that you're insisting and you're editing the prompt way too much. It's going to reassess and probably going to take a while before it gives you a result. Right? I'd rather that than have a. And you can see here took quite a while. It took a minute and 2 seconds. All right, so I can copy this particular prompt right now and go straight to Gemini. Now in Gemini, I also attached the images of the Neymar riding his dragon, Messi riding his dragon as a reference to kind of give it more data so that I can, in a way, control the way the dragons look. I insist on consistency, I'm afraid. Well, this one is pretty much similar to that first one it generated, but I mean, for now, it has shadows. So at least I can have that, so this is good. So right now I'm just gonna make this bigger and I'm gonna try to cover that logo. If not, I think I can. So let me just kind of like show a bit more. I don't think so. All right, so it's okay. I can just go and edit, and you can see that the image is grainy. It doesn't look like a highly detailed image. It needs more polishing done, so it needs an upscaling. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now. And now I'm gonna say I want you to write a prompt. Now Ronaldo is running towards a barn or a cow barn. A cow barn door entrance. All right, he's racing towards the door. We see him from the back, and Ronaldo has his pet lizard in his hand as he is running in his hand. His pet has the red and green colors of Portugal. Make this scene look awesome. All right. So, okay. So right now, let's just hit the submit request. Come back over here just to upscale the image. As for the filters, I don't think I'm going to add any filters. We can add them later when we're editing the video in CapCut, but not now. All right, this is fine. Okay, so I'm gonna add a new image, and then let's go back. So now Ronaldo, this is the plot twist. Ronaldo's gonna get into the barn, and then all of a sudden, I Show Speed should come to the help of his brother or friend or whatever, his idol. I Show Speed is gonna be coming with a like something that's gonna enable Ronaldo to transform this small lizard of his into a big lizard, you know, into a big dragon, a magma dragon. All right, so yeah, this is good. Looks nice. So I'm going to copy this. But I mean the jersey, Ronaldo's jersey is kind of looks different a bit, but it's okay. I mean, I don't think it's okay, you know. I think his Portugal red. I think I'm just gonna have to give it another shot because it did say that Ronaldo has the red jersey, but I think that because it mentions that red and green colors of a lizard, it kind of conflicted Gemini maybe. Because I mean, I don't want the Ronaldo to have a different, you know, even though that's completely okay, it would pass. We want to remain consistent. I mean, one color is enough. Yep, this one, absolutely. So this one is definitely good. Also, the angle, I like the angle. It looks like a sideways angle, you know, which can help us make a better video. Now over here, it's gonna have to make this bigger. It doesn't really matter if the Ronaldo name is not mentioned in the jersey from the back. It's okay. You can deal with that, and I can upscale. So right now, here I'm gonna say Ronaldo is down inside the barn, the cow barn. Ronaldo lying, and he is hugging his small lizard. Ronaldo seems afraid. There is light that comes from the barn cracks as the cows seem to be eating or feeding, not eating, feeding inside of the barn, unbothered by Ronaldo's troubles. How does I Show Speed know? Well, we could maybe like build a kind of like a scene where kind of Ronaldo talks to maybe his a parrot or something, and then the parrot goes and just flies over to I Show Speed and brings I Show Speed to help. But I don't think that's going to be necessary. Okay, I think we want to make it seem like I Show Speed is telepathically going to find out that his friend Ronaldo is in distress and that he should come to help him. And besides, I want to limit this at 20 frames because each frame is going to get like 4 seconds, and plus we're going to cut from them, speed them up. So in order for us to achieve that 1 minute video, we're going to have to limit the number of scenes we have. Otherwise, we're going to have a much bigger video than 60 seconds, and we're going to have issues with copyright, and the video is not going to be viral. All right, so here, this is good, but, I mean, it could have done a better job, to be honest. I'm going to have to redo this, to be honest, and just let it update it. In the meantime, I could go say, now I Show Speed is racing on his incredible motorcycle across Texas Farm Road. He has a big green jewel in his hand, and he is running to help his friend. I Show Speed has the Ronaldo Portugal jersey on because he is a fan. He's racing to come to help. So, you can see how great this is because from this perspective, it just gets easier. Now I see the reason why it didn't generate like a real 9 by 16 image because it wanted to kind of showcase those cows eating there. But I don't care because I can just scale this bigger. As long as we can see Ronaldo's jersey and a couple of cows, it's okay. Now 8x, this image is not really good quality. It looks very highly pixelized. In the meantime, we're ready to generate the ISO speed image, and I want you to see how incredible Gemini is because, and if want to know the reason why it is able to generate these cool looking realistic images, it's simply because Gemini has Google and ChatGPT has Bing. So Gemini would be more powerful and accurate when it comes to generating images of people because it has a lot more images of people. Google, okay, so that explains itself. As opposed to that ChatGPT search engine that is connected to it is Bing, and Bing is quite weak. Doesn't have as much data. Not to say that it doesn't have any, but it's not the same as chat as Google. So that is one big advantage that I think in this battle between these two chatbots is going to prove to be significantly interesting, and it's going to probably be the deciding factor. Now here you can see that this is a pretty nice image of speed. Now I want to make it seem like speed is at the door, but first let me just get rid of or move on to the next step. All right, plus. Okay, so here I'm going to paste this, and then I'm just going to make this bigger and edit this. Of course, you can see how accurate speed looks. I mean, it really does look very real. 8x upscale. Now let's go back to ChatGPT. So I'm saying now speed, or I Show Speed, has arrived at the door of the shack or of the cow barn, and he just parked his incredible motorcycle close by, and he is ready to enter the barn to help his friend Ronaldo. Right. Let me just replace this image here. All right. All right, photoreal, cinematic, da da da. Okay, so now we're gonna copy this prompt. We want to follow pretty much a logical sequence that shows some logic in this. I mean, shouldn't look nonsensical. There should be some logic behind all this. All right. So now it's building this image as I can go back to Canva to add a new page, but let me check this out. This should look good. All right. This is good. He has the motor there. But I don't like it because I mean, I'm gonna edit this and say we see speed from the back heading towards the barn entrance. I want to add that detail because here it looks like speed is walking back to his motorcycle, which we don't want. We want to make it look like he's heading to the barn entrance. And you can see that the barn almost looks identical to this one. because when you stay on the same chat, that's the advantage of staying on the same chat in Google Gemini is you can guarantee a great deal of consistency. And these are some tricks that most people are not aware of, and they're kind of always thinking to themselves, well, how can these people make this accurate, this consistent? And sometimes they even think that most people are using like some fake or some fancy AI software that does all of this. There is no one software that can generate those videos that get those millions of views, except for Sora 2, of course. But generally speaking, most of the story videos are done through this process of creating multiple images, transforming those multiple images into videos, and transforming or taking these videos and actually turning them into a one compact video by video editing them using CapCut. Now, here I'm going to paste this right like this. And by the way, if this wasn't the case, then it would be really easy for everybody to create these videos. But it's not the case, okay? It's not so easy. Go back, 8x. All right, so now I'm going to say now ISO speed is inside the barn, and he uses the big green jewel or diamond jewel to magically start transforming Ronaldo's lizard as Ronaldo is amazed. Both are on their knees inside the barn. ISO Speed came to help his friend keep things consistent. So now this is the ultimate scene that we want to show friendship. We want to show ISO Speed kind of is the one that's going to help Ronaldo turn his lizard into like this amazing dragon. And we want the next scene to be like a scene where ISO Speed and Ronaldo is kind of outside the barn with this dragon right now. They're kind of petting it, and then next scene after that, we want to show them kind of riding the dragon with Ronaldo at the front. ISO Speed is sitting behind them, and then the final scene we want to show Messi and Neymar kind of scared, running away. All right. I guess this is the second one or the next one. In the meantime, I could go and say, now ISO Speed and Ronaldo are standing next to the transformed lizard. The lizard has transformed into a colossal magma dragon. The dragon looks ferocious and much bigger than all other dragons. He also seems affectionate of ISO Speed and Ronaldo as they are safely standing next to the dragon, petting its head. This is outside the barn. We see the barn far away in the back. And I hope that they also get that motorcycle detail there, but it's okay. Now here, as you can see, this is a pretty good scene. I like it. Take it. It's consistent with the barn. I'm just gonna make it bigger, and I want to ensure that people can see that lizard because I mean, normally, with shorts, people are not able to see the bottom quarter. So I want to raise the lizard up like so that they can at least see what we're kind of doing. Paying attention to detail will take you a long way in this game. You need to really, really pay attention to detail. All right, so now moving to the final bits. By the way, for the video editing part, for the CapCut video editing part, we're going to do it in a separate tutorial. I'm not going to do it right now because it's been about an hour and more for this video here. So we're going to have to do it separately. but I'm going to show you how you can edit this into a fine video. And I think that this is really an amazing type of videos that you can create. Now, I like this. I think this is cool. But why is it that they don't look like they're standing on the ground? And here I'm going to actually uh, add something here. I'm going to say close up photo reel. In the meantime, I could put this here just in case I want to go back to it. But I'm going to add the keyword close up as a close up angle to kind of go get close up, because here it doesn't really look nice. Looks like Speed is kind of floating in the air. Ronaldo looks like he has his hands on the floor, but Speed kind of looks like he's flying on top of the thing. But the dragon looks pretty fine. It looks like like how you would expect this dragon to look. Well, let's see. I mean, let's check this out. Yep, this is definitely much better. All right, so right now I'm gonna get back here, but first I'm gonna have to say, now Ronaldo and Speed are riding the colossal magma dragon in the air. Ronaldo is at the front. Speed is sitting behind him with his hands tied around Ronaldo's waist because they are in the air. The dragon is colossal and incredible. Okay. All right. Let's just let it cook. In the meantime, I could get back here. I guess that right now I can just paste that image of the dragon. This is really shaping up to be one of my most amazing videos that I've created. This is why I said that passion will take you a long way. All right. So let me just go and upscale this. Imagine if you had a dragon like this. This is insane. Magma dragon. And they look like their legs are planted on the ground, especially with the shadows. It makes it look believable. In the meantime, let's go back to Gemini. I'm going to paste this right over here and submit. All right, go back here. Make sure to click that replace so that whenever I generate the image, I'm ready to just go and paste it right there in Canva. As a reminder, we're using Canva because it helps us upscale our images. It's kind of feel that I have to always keep mentioning this because, reminding you of things is great. All right, so now there's going to be one more scene, the final scene, which is just shows Messi and it should show Messi and Ronaldo, or Messi and I should speak and Neymar kind of scared on the ground. Now I'm gonna have to go back here and edit this prompt and say it should be a front view picture. You must show the sheer difference in size. The dragon is colossal, so he's really big. Think Drogon and Daenerys. You know, I don't want it to look like this. I mean, this looks pretty much close to the size. It's still bigger than Messi and Neymar's dragon, but they look like it looks like it's you know close. I want it to look colossal. I want it to look like when Messi and Neymar are gonna see this, that they're gonna like, no, we have to run away. From this thing. Our dragons are no match. Even if both of them try to go against this beast, they will not be able to do a thing. It's kind of like the difference between Vagar and one of the dragons of those little kids. The sons of Princess Rhaenyra. They have very small miniature dragons, and Vagar is kind of like this ultimate dragon. Like it's gigantic. Okay. All right, moving swiftly on. I'm really hoping for a great image. It's not bad, but still, I don't see the difference. I mean, ah, the dragon must look humongous. Okay, I'm gonna put this in a tab here so that if I change my mind about it, but then again, it's just not the same size as this one. All right, let's just paste this. I want to look at all my images in one go. This is the beginning, second one, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eight, nine. Okay. Of course, these must be turned to videos, which I'm going to do, but I'm going to have to wait. Now, this is what I'm talking about. All right, now this is more believable. This is much more believable. All right, so I guess I'm just going to make this bigger until that Gemini logo disappears. I want to make sure that we can see the dragon's mouth. Edit. Now that logo, I can just get rid of it using the magic eraser, no problem. Image upscaler, 8x upscale. Now go back, and finally, I want to show Messi and Neymar having a moment of, Ronaldo's redemption. Now I want to generate an image where Messi and Neymar are on the ground, looking above, standing scared next to their scared dragons, as all of them are looking with awe at the sky. They seem to be afraid. Use the attached images to help you out. All right. Now that's the last scene. So, I said I wanted this to be 20 in total, but okay, 21 is not so bad. It's not a major difference. I'm going to try to use this prompt without image reference in Gemini, but if it doesn't work, then I'm going to have to use image reference. Now over here, I still have to take care of this magic eraser to erase that logo right here. All right. And let's just get back to Gemini and see if we're going to get a pleasant I keep saying subscribe, pleasant surprise. All right, here we go. Nope, we did not get a pleasant surprise. So I guess I'm going to have to use the images as a reference. I must. All right. So here I can just click X, one more image, and then I'm going to say Ronaldo gets a massive magma dragon pet. I just want to name this file like that so that I can know what it's all about. If I don't get the image I want, I'm going to try a different chat or a completely new chat. Now we're talking. This is accurate. Okay, so now I can copy this, and that is that. Okay. So now this is going to be our final image. And because I want to show more detail, I'm not going to scale it a lot. And I'm just going to go and, first of all, magically upscale this. And I'm going to erase that logo. But that's it for this particular tutorial. I'm going to see you in the next one where we're going to complete the tutorial. This is considered like a course in and of itself, even though if it's included in this course that you've got, but it can be considered as a course in and of itself because of how much information is contained here, and how much you can use this for. It's a complete YouTube channel business plan or a complete YouTube channel model, right? That you can follow. So that's it. Wishing you the best as always. Passive Income Gen Z signing out.